Longclaw is the ancestral Valyrian Steel bastard sword of House Mormont of Bear Isle in the north, before becoming the primary weapon used by Jon Snow in the main book series. Longclaw is a bastard sword, or a hand-and-a-half sword, which means it is a good half-foot longer than a standard longsword, yet not quite as large as a greatsword, giving the weapon greater mobility. It is also tapered to thrust, as well as slash, with 3 fullers incised into the blade to reduce weight, which makes Longclaw a very light blade for its size, and considered light even for a Valyrian steel weapon. There are ripples in the dark steel, indicating that it is in fact famed and rare Valyrian steel, given it was the ancestral blade of House Mormont. The sword was styled to suit them. For instance, it originally had a bear's head for a pommel, with its name Longclaw being closely linked to House Mormont's seat of Bear Isle, with Longclaw representing a bear's long claws. It is believed that House Mormont has owned Longclaw for over 500 years, which, if true, means House Mormont's possession of the blade predates their liege lord's possession of their own Valyrian steel. This, of course, is House Stark's greatsword, Ice. For some, this aspect has cast doubt on the claim that the same Valyrian steel Longclaw has been owned by House Mormont for over 500 years, and some theorize a normal steel blade with the same name could predate the Valyrian steel, a fact that may have become lost to history. The main doubt stems from the fact that House Mormont is a relatively small house and not particularly wealthy, leading some to question how they came into possession of rare Valyrian steel before the own liege lords of House Stark, who only came into possession of their own Valyrian steel greatsword, Ice, around 100 years before Aegon's conquest. Regardless, most sources state that Longclaw has been in the possession of House Mormont for over 500 years. We know for certain that Lord Jeor Mormont's grandfather and father both wielded Longclaw during their time as Lord of Bear Island before passing the blade on to Jeor. At some point before Robert's Rebellion, Jeor joined the Night's Watch. In doing so, his son Jorah became the new Lord of Bear Island. Thus Jeor gave his son Longclaw. It is presumed that Jorah used the blade during Robert's Rebellion, fighting in the Battle of the Trident, then again during the Siege of Pike during the Greyjoy Rebellion years later. However, in 293 AC, Jorah brought dishonour to his house by selling poachers into slavery, but he had the grace to leave Longclaw behind before he fled Bear Island. His aunt, Maege Mormont, now the Lady of Bear Island, returned the sword to her brother, Jeor, by then the Lord Commander of the Night's Watch, who put it aside at Castle Black, since the sight of it reminded him of his son's shame. Some fans have questioned as to why Maege didn't keep the blade for herself, given she now has every right to it, being the Lady of Bear Island. It then appears that Longclaw was kept in Jeor's chambers at Castle Black in the years since his son's exile in Essos. Later, while saving the life of Jeor from a white attack at Castle Black, Jon Snow, his personal steward, whom he was grooming for command, sets a fire in the Lord Commander's tower that kills the attacking whites and saves the life of the Lord Commander. While the fire does save Jeor, it results in the burning of Jeor's chambers, and with it damages Longclaw's hilt, melting the silver bear-head pommel and burning the crossguard and grip. The blade was unharmed and just as sharp as before, given it was made of Valyrian steel. After finding Longclaw in the ashes of his bedchamber in the Lord Commander's tower, Jeor has brothers of the Night's Watch repair the sword. The Lord Commander brings Longclaw to Donal Noy, the one-armed smith of the Watch, famed for forging Robert Baratheon's famous warhammer that dealt the killing blow to Rhaegar Targaryen. Spotted pate of Maidenpool carved stone for a new pommel, replacing the ruined silver bearhead, with it becoming a snarling wolf's head of pale stone to reflect Jon Snow's Stark heritage, being a bastard son of Eddard Stark. Samwell Tarly purchases garnets in Molestown, so chips can be used for the wolf's eyes. The pommel is also weighted with lead to give it better balance, and the sword is given a new soft leather grip. Jeor gives the blade to Jon, who notes how appropriate it is of a bastard wielding a bastard sword. Jon shows Longclaw to his friends of the Watch, who helped repair the blade, with it causing much celebration as the men admire the Valyrian steel, taking turns to hold the blade. While Jeor suggests Jon rename the blade, something of his own choosing, Jon respects its history and Mormont's heritage, and suggests that Longclaw is an apt name given wolves have claws just like bears do. Jon will go on to use Longclaw as his primary weapon during the rest of the published books. He's briefly parted from it when his half-brother Robb causes Banners to march south to face the Lannisters. Deserting the Watch, Jon leaves the blade behind just as Jorah once did, but ultimately Jon is convinced by his friends to return. While Jeor does know of Jon's moonlight ride, he does sympathise with the conflict within Jon. Jon affirms his commitments to the Watch and joins Jeor ranging beyond the wall, now with Longclaw back in his possession. Jon would notably use Longclaw many times over the book series. Jon uses Longclaw in combat many times against the wildlings beyond the wall, especially in the Frostfangs and later against Corin Halfhand. He again uses Longclaw when he escapes from the Thens at Queen's Crown and returns to Castle Black before the Battle of the Wall, but he also wields the blade during the attack on Castle Black. Notably, when Jon became Lord Commander of the Night's Watch, he beheads Janos Slynt with the Bastard Sword for insubordination. There are also many theories about Longclaw. Two popular ones suggest that Longclaw could in fact be one of the ancestral swords of House Targaryen, Blackfyre and Dark Sister. These theories about Longclaw, and the fact there may be more to Longclaw than meets the eye, will be a video all in itself, coming soon. But what we can say for sure is that Longclaw will surely be playing some role in the wars to come.